Hi guys, today I'm reviewing this KitchenAid 7-cup food processor. The height is 15.3 inches, width is 9.6 inches, and the depth is 7.8 inches. The cord length is about 32 inches. There is cord storage on the bottom. It's 250 watts and weighs 6.6 pounds. This food processor is available in silver, red, onyx black, matte black, and white. The lid has a latch and is removable. Push down and latch to close. The lid has a 2-piece pusher. The small pusher has a hole to drizzle in oil when making dressings. This is the medium reversible slicing and shredding disc. This side says slice, and here's the slicing blade. The opposite side says shred, and here are the shredding blades. You see the white lines in the middle, and on the disc, if you match them up, it'll stay on top and you can use the disc. Give it a quarter turn and it goes down and stays there for storage. This is the stainless steel multi-purpose blade. The drive adapter sits on the drive pin. Just lift up the bowl to remove and push it down on the base. You don't have to twist it, it just clicks into place. The work bowl holds 7 cups or 1.7 liters. There's a max fill line marked, so don't fill above that. There are 3 buttons on the base: low, high, and off pulse. When you press one of the buttons, it'll light up and run continuously. You can press the button again to turn off or the off pulse button to turn off. When you're using the disc, you don't have to hold the button down, just push it down once and it'll just run continuously. With the pulse button, just hold and let go to chop your food. With the multi-purpose blade, you can chop vegetables, fruits, cheese, chocolate, and nuts. Also mince or puree, and mix sauces and batters. With the disc, on low speed, you can slice soft fruit, potatoes, tomatoes, and soft vegetables. On high, slice cheese, chocolate, hard fruits, and vegetables. With the shredding side, on low you can do potatoes and soft vegetables. On high, cabbage, cheese, chocolate, and hard fruits and vegetables. When you first get the unit, wash the parts in warm soapy water and dry. You can also wash in the top rack of your dishwasher. First, I'll chop garlic. Use the multi-purpose blade. Put the pusher in. To mince garlic, turn the food processor on and just drop the garlic cloves through the chute. Press high and just drop the garlic in. Peeled whole garlic cloves. Press the high button again and it turns off. Take the blade out. There's one big piece, but most of the garlic is chopped nicely. I've cut up 2 red onions into about 1-inch size pieces. I'm going to pulse a few times. That looks pretty good. You can pulse longer, of course, depending on how finely you want the onions chopped. There are a few larger pieces here. There's another one. But the majority is chopped evenly. I've got a few tomatoes that I've cut up into 1.5-inch pieces. We'll pulse these. This is about 2/3 full. The onions were about half full. It's best not to fill food processors up too much. I'll use the pulse function and do it a couple of times. There's a big piece. Oh, here's another one. There's one more big piece. There's two big pieces. Everything else is chopped all right. It's a decent job. It's not great. Oh, here's another piece. So it's about 3 big pieces. If you want a puree, just let the machine run continuously after you pulse a few times. I just rinsed off the bowl and the lid. Now I'll try slicing. Put the adapter in, the disc with the slicing blade on top. I was gonna slice the cucumber whole, but it won't fit in the chute. It's too tight. This is your average hothouse or English cucumber. It's not that big, so I feel that the chute is a little on the smaller side. The chute isn't very wide, so you're gonna have to cut up your produce. You won't get circles. Just cut the cucumber in half lengthwise. That fits. Try to pack the chute so everything stands up. Don't pack it too tight, but just enough so that everything stands up and it doesn't fall over. I've got the 2 pushers. Just use it to push down the cucumber. I'm gonna press high and just leave it on. That was really fast. And there are no pieces on the disc, which is good. It's not too thick or thin. It's not bad at all. It's pretty even. Now I'll use the other side to shred some carrots. Got 3 carrots here. I'll process on high. And then just press the button again to stop. There are a few pieces on the disc, which is normal for any food processor. So grated carrots should look like this. Towards the end, you might have noticed that the tops of the carrots got stuck a little bit in the chute because they were kind of fat. I had to press down harder, and that sort of grated the carrots a little too fine like this. I should have put the fatter top side down so I could tell how much would fit in the chute. So definitely do that when you process carrots or any other vegetable. If they get stuck, you can press down a little bit, but don't use too much force. Just stop the machine, take out the carrots or whatever other produce, and you can just cut them up and process again. I've rinsed out the bowl and lid and the blade. So far it's pretty easy to clean. Now I'll grate a block of cheddar cheese. It's 8 ounces of cheddar. I'll grate it on high. It fits perfectly in the chute. I meant to grate, but I sliced instead. The slicing blade was on top. Really good slices though. So remember to always use very cold cheese right out of the fridge. This is good for appetizers if you just want to put it on crackers. A little bit got squished on the side here. So I'm happy I made that mistake. Now you can see how perfectly cheese is sliced in this unit. Now I'll put the correct side up for grating. It says shred. Luckily, I have another block of cheddar that was already open. On high. Little bit of smushed cheese here. A few pieces on top. Again, that's normal. The cheese is shredded really nicely. Really good job on slicing the cheese and shredding the cheese. Now I'll chop some walnuts. Using the multi-purpose blade, about a cup. I'll pulse a few times. The nuts are chopped okay. They're not great. There are some big pieces, and a lot of the nuts were just processed really fine into a powder. This is an okay job on the nuts. Now I'll try making a pie dough. This is 2 cups of all-purpose flour and a little salt. I've got the blade in. This is cold butter that I've cut up into small cubes. Pulse this a few times until crumbly. Then I'm gonna add ice water through the chute. Do put the 2-piece pusher in the chute. You don't want flour flying all over the place. That looks good. Take the small food pusher out and pour in cold water. Pulse a few times, pour in the ice water, and then use high. I used low for a little bit just to see how it would work, but it is best to use high. You saw all the flour is contained in here. It did not come out of the bowl at all, which is good. You can see it holds together, which is what you want. You don't want this to form a ball. You just want everything to come together. It'll be in big clumps like this, but when you push the clumps together, it'll hold together like this. Take the blade out. And you should be able to just bring it together. You don't want to work this too much, just enough to form it into a disc. So this unit did a really good job on the dough. No flour went flying. Everything came together nicely and the machine did not struggle. I'll wrap this and chill it, then it'll be ready to make pie. If you want to puree cooked fruits and vegetables, use a 1/4 cup of liquid per cup of food. Pulse a few times and then you can process. I peeled a few apples, cut them up, cooked them, and this is what the puree looks like. It's a smooth applesauce. After going to the dentist, if you can only eat pureed food, pulse your cooked meats, stews, curries, whatever it is, a few times, and then just process on high. You can chop raw meat to a maximum of 1 pound, cut into 1-inch pieces, use short pulses, and the meat should be cold. To shred cheese, firm cheese should be cold, and soft cheese like mozzarella, freeze about 15 minutes before shredding. With liquids, don't fill the bowl more than 2/3 full. And if you're chopping fruits and vegetables, no more than half full. Things you cannot use this food processor for: grinding coffee beans, grains, or hard spices, bones, slicing hard-cooked eggs, or room temperature meats. For coffee and hard spices, I always recommend a coffee grinder. All the parts are top rack dishwasher safe, and the bowl shouldn't lay on its side. The base can be wiped down with a damp cloth. Cleaning was pretty easy. All the parts rinsed out well. Nothing got stuck except for this one little groove inside the lid. That's where the cheese got stuck. I just used a kitchen brush to get into that space and clean it out. It is always best to clean all the parts right after you're finished using the food processor. So this way nothing gets stuck on and makes it harder to clean. I'm not a big fan of this latch design. You really have to push down on the lid, and it's just not that convenient. As for the performance, the slicing probably worked the best. The shredding part of the disc worked well for the carrots and cheese. Nuts were okay. Onions, you saw there were some big pieces. Tomatoes, there were a couple of big pieces. This unit did a really good job on the dough, and the pureed food came out nicely. If you want to try out this KitchenAid, I'll leave a link in the description below. As always, I hope you found this review helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to get notifications of when I upload a new video, click on the bell icon and select all. And don't forget to turn on your notifications. Subscribe and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.